to welcome everybody to this session. It's all about Modern States and our freshman year for free program. And I look forward to telling you about it. It's a very compelling opportunity. We're the nation's leading free college program. Modern States is unique. We have a way to earn credit for free for students at 2,900 colleges and universities across the country. And we have over 250,000 people who've signed up for the program since we launched it in 2017. And we continue to grow. And it's very exciting to be the executive director of Modern States and hear all the wonderful stories from students of all ages. Next slide, please. So with COVID this year, we got a lot of students who are working remotely from home, some every day, others in hybrid school situations. And one of the great things about Modern States, and if you don't remember anything else, remember modernstates.org. Modern States is kind of a terrible name to try to remember. So you also can remember freshman year for free. That's something people remember. But one of the great things is we're available 24/7. Our courses are available for free. Everything is free. We're a philanthropy. Our goal is to help students. We provide an on-ramp to college. And we had a big surge when the pandemic began in the number of students using Modern States. Next slide, please. So what is Modern States freshman year for free all about? It sounds too good to be true. I hear that from a lot of people, but students have to do the work. Students of all ages are using this. Busy adults who have limited time can fit it in anywhere. All you need is internet access and the motivation to get through one or more courses all the way up to your freshman year for free. And this program has no entry requirements at all. We're open to all people and we want to serve all people from all backgrounds. That's high school students, college students, adults who went to college and dropped out, for whom this is a road back. Folks in the military find it useful. And again, the courses are really high quality, as confirmed by multiple universities, including Purdue University, and confirmed by the College Board. And they prepare you for exams that are good for credit. Next slide, please. So I'm the short guy, so you can figure out which one I am in this picture. The tall guy is Steve Klinsky, and Steve's a big thinker, and Modern States was Steve's idea. He has been involved in education reform for over 20 years, starting charter school, the first charter school in New York, actually in Harlem, and continuing with after-school programs in Brooklyn that have been in existence for more than a dozen years. He is really a remarkable person, and I love working with him. It's really great to work with him and his philanthropy that is helping this program make college free and affordable for students is truly great. And this is a real program. I know a lot of politicians talk about making college free and doing this or that. This is a real program. Go to modernstates.org and and click on view all courses. And you will see that it looks like Netflix, only instead of movies, you get courses. And instead of movie trailers, you get professors giving you introductions. And we've got professors from the finest colleges and universities in America, professionally produced on this format, who can really be engaging with students. I just want to let you know that everyone is muted right now, and I am happy to answer questions at any point in time during this presentation. I'd like to have a conversation with you, so you can feel free to ask questions through the chat box, the Q&A box, if you like. That's probably the best way right now. And I will answer the questions and let everybody know what they are. Before I was doing this, I was a reporter at the Washington Post for many years, and absolutely loved that, and felt like I was helping to educate as a journalist in a way. And this is a great platform that we're building that also provides education for free. Next slide, please. So what we've created here is an on-ramp to college for people who want an education. It is not some mail order deal. Everything is free. The courses are free. You can see that at modernstates.org. The textbooks and other course materials are free. And there's an exam you have to take offered by the College Board that leads to college credit after the Modern States courses prepare you for it. And we pay the test fee for that, which is $89. And if you get charged a proctoring fee at a test center, we reimburse you for that fee, which is typically about $20. I think of these CLEP exams that you have to take, college level examination program exams offered by the College Board, the same people who do the SAT and other well-known exams, as one of the best kept secrets in higher education. But I will tell you, CLEP exams have been around for 50 years, more than 50 years, and are the most widely accepted for college credit of any exam. I think it's the best kept secret in higher education. I mean, I stumbled on it at 2 o'clock in the morning one night when I was looking around the web. Next slide, please. So there have been a lot of people who've gotten excited about Modern States. We've created partnerships with a lot of organizations. We have many, many schools. We're happy to partner with schools. We're happy to let people, including those in school, use it on their own. All they have to do is sign up. In other cases, schools and other institutions have wanted to forge partnerships and have a more formal arrangement for one reason or another. Jeb Bush is one of the people who has been a real fan of Modern States freshman year for free. And as he says, you know, this is a really low cost way to save millions of dollars for families that are struggling. And for families that are not struggling, it's also a way. You can save 25% of the cost of a higher education through Modern States and do it in a high quality way. Next slide, please. So here's Adam. I think it's kind of fun to hear about a couple of students who've been through here. Adam dropped out of college, and he lives in Wisconsin. And he dropped out of college around the time the pandemic hit. And then he discovered Modern States online and began taking Modern States courses. But he had a problem. He needed to go to a test center to take the exams that go along with these courses. And he called every test center in the state of Wisconsin, and they were all closed. So he and his family actually bought a used van, and the entire family of 5 drove to Montana, where he had identified a test center that was open. And incredibly, They all went along. Now, this story sounds crazy. It was a 1,000-mile trip. And to be sure it was true, the story was true, we talked to his mom. We didn't want to just rely on Adam. It sounded like a far-fetched story, but it's remarkable. He passed 5 CLEP exams, and he's now re-enrolled in college as a junior, and he's on his way. And some of his siblings have also started taking modern states courses, and one of them even a CLEP exam. The stories of the students who are using this, they're really remarkable. Next slide, please. So meet Mariam. Mariam lives in New York City, and she wanted to find a good way to be productive during the pandemic. She took 3 modern states courses that prepared her for the CLEP exams. CLEP, C-L-E-P, stands for College Level Examination Program. And she is very excited about something, and that is she doesn't have to take on any student loans or any student debt, because the combination of modern states and a financial aid package from Boston University is making it possible for her to attend college without borrowing any money. And we all know that so many people come out of college saddled with debt, and there's over $1 trillion of student debt in the United States right now, and it is really, really difficult for people to get out from under that debt. So that's one of the benefits of modern states. And I have a quote from Mariam, who offered some advice to other students. She said, "You can take as many classes as you want and save money. There's no reason not to do this." Next slide, please. So here's some of the sample part of our catalog that you would see on the Modern States website. The courses here is just a sampling. We have courses in American government, American history 1 and 2, Spanish, all the sciences that you would see and take for a freshman year of college anywhere, a whole sequence of math courses, college algebra, pre-calculus, calculus, and in addition, French, German, these other foreign languages. And we've got courses in an array of subjects in the social sciences as well, psychology and sociology being 2 examples. These courses can be watched, by the way, at normal speed, or they can be watched at double speed if you can go that quickly. The courses are also can be watched at 1/2 speed. And you can print out a transcript of every word the professor says during the entire course, if that's something of value to you using this. Next slide, please. So one of the things people wonder about modern states is, do I have to take an entire freshman year? And the answer is no. You can take 1 course. You can take a freshman year's worth of courses. It's really up to you and what works best in your schedule. That's one of the wonderful things about this. It fits into people's lives whenever they have time. Next slide, please. So we've got college professors from all over. Here's one of our professors, Rebecca Lubeau. We have the former dean of the law school at George Washington University teaching a course. We have faculty members from Columbia University, American University, Johns Hopkins University, Tufts University, many, many colleges. And the key was not only getting professors from good schools or great schools, the key was getting professors who are engaging in the online format. And we hope and believe that we achieve that, and the results are very good. We have a pass rate on the exams of about 75%, which is substantially above the national average. Next slide, please. So what does a course look like? It's all multiple choice tests. As you go through a course, you'll be listening to the professor, and then every so often, there are multiple choice questions within the course. You get the questions right, continue. If you happen to be daydreaming or you just didn't understand what the professor was saying for one reason or another, you can watch that portion of the professor's lesson again. And so it gives you a lot of control. It puts the students in control, really. And it's not about seat time, it's about what you learn on your own time. Next slide, please. We use the best technology to do these courses. This is Amy Nielsen. She's a professor from Washington State University, and you can see she's writing and explaining on what's called a light board. And it's just one of many examples of how this program works to reach students as if the professors were right in front of you. Next question, please. Next slide, please. Oh, let me stop for a minute. Are there any questions that people would like to ask? If so, send them in to the Q&A box. And if not, I will continue talking about modern states. Just pause for a moment for you. All right. Well, we already talked about the professors, and one of the things that motivates a lot of professors motivated one of our best, James Murphy, who teaches the math sequence. And he felt that this democratized education by allowing students to learn and to grow, regardless of their age, regardless of where they lived, regardless of how much money they had. And it took his ability to teach beyond the walls of a single classroom and spread it across the internet. So this was another fantastic example of excellence in teaching that is now more widely available. And the difference between modern states and other entities that offer lots of courses for free is that here, through our partnership with the College Board and CLEP, these exams, you take these courses, earn college credit, and everything is free through our philanthropy. We're also fortunate to be supported by some of the best known foundations in the country, including the Carnegie Foundation. And so we're very happy about that. Next slide, please. So let's do a little poll here for a moment. The question is, are you familiar with CLEP? Have you heard of CLEP, which I've been talking about before? And we'll give you 30 seconds to answer that question. The choices are yes, no, I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. If you'd asked me 4 years ago, I would have told you I'd never heard of it. Now I'm very familiar with it. Okay, sounds like most people are not familiar with CLEP. So we'll end the quiz and we'll go on talking about the next slide. Why take CLEP? Well, we've talked a little about this already. The courses are right on your computer. You can even take them on a cell phone. We hope that you will benefit from this. Take this back from this virtual conference. Use it in various ways. Tell your friends and family about it, and hopefully help us grow so that we can help as many people as possible. Next slide, please. So interestingly, there are research studies which show that those who take and pass a CLEP exam are more likely to graduate from college overall, and they're more likely to do well in the next level course that they take. So some people knock online education, and sometimes with good reason. There can be lousy education delivered in a classroom setting or online, but it turns out that those who pass CLEP exams do better. My guess is that they've got higher motivation, because I think in a lot of cases, students need to be self-motivated and have some discipline, self-discipline, unless you're doing this as part of a structured class, because it lacks that structured class around the student that you might find in a bricks and mortar classroom. Next slide. Oh, but let me say one other thing. That doesn't mean that you can't connect with other students. We've got a very active Facebook page where students help one another, where students answer questions, where students make suggestions, where students tell their stories. And so that has been one place on the Facebook page where you can turn and ask questions if you don't understand something in a subject. And I think that it serves as one way to give you some structure and know that you're not out there on your own or alone. Next slide, please. So if you're thinking about, or someone you know is thinking about a particular college, how do you know whether they accept a passing score, which is 50 or more on a scale of 80? How do you know if they accept that passing score for credit at a college and university or university? And the answer is that the easiest way to find out the most current information is to go to Google and Google the name of the college or university, put it in quotation marks, and then leave a space and write the letters CLEP for CLEP, and it will take you right to a page in the university's or college's catalog that will tell you whether or not the college accepts CLEP for credit and exactly which courses they accept, because some colleges that accept CLEP do not accept 100% of the CLEP exams. But the core courses in a freshman year curriculum tend to be accepted by those colleges that do accept CLEP credits. The CLEP credits are kind of used like transfer credits. Some people ask, do they affect my grade point average or my GPA? They do not figure into your GPA at all. Next slide, please. So this is just a number of universities that accept CLEP for credit. You can see them on this slide, from Tuskegee University in the South to State University of New York schools in the North, Thomas Edison in New Jersey, and Spelman College. So many different colleges and universities accept CLEP, and this is just a handful to illustrate. Next slide, please. So let's talk about partnering with Freshman Year for Free. We have a number of partnerships. Right now, we have a program going in New York City called NYC, Freshman Year for Free. And that's a program that's we are doing in partnership with 23 high schools. And it was launched because there was a concern that with the pandemic, high school students who had planned to go to college would fall off the college track because colleges were not open on a bricks and mortar schedule. because of financial difficulties, because of all kinds of problems of illness in their families, even death in their families, as you know. So many different issues and problems presented themselves. And so with the support of the Carnegie Foundation and the Heckscher Foundation, we launched NYC Freshman Year for free last summer. We have over 800 students participating, and they have already saved hundreds of thousands of dollars in college tuition. The program is going very, very well, and there are teachers and counselors and assistant principals from most of the schools who are serving as mentors online for these students. And right now, and one other interesting twist is we're actually paying the students who go through a course successfully and pass a CLEP exam several $100s, or we are rewarding them with an Amazon gift card. Next slide, please. We also have a partnership with Purdue called Purdue Fast Start. I was fortunate enough to go down to Indiana and meet with the president of Purdue and others, and they were having trouble reaching rural students in Indiana. And so we started a program with them called Purdue Fast Start. And if any high school student takes 5 Modern States courses and passes them, and then takes 5 CLEP exams and passes them, they get automatic admission to Purdue University, which is really known for its top-notch quality, particularly in engineering in that field. So we're proud of our partnership with Purdue. This is the first year that it has begun, and already we have students who are participating and earning credits. Students will also be saving money. If they pass 5 courses, they'll be saving more than a semester's worth of tuition when they get to Purdue, or when they start in Purdue online, depending on how the health situation is in our country. Next slide, please. Other partnerships we have across the country. We have a partnership with the state of Michigan. We have a partnership with the state of New Hampshire. We have a partnership with the State University of New York. We have partnerships down in Collierville, Tennessee, partner with organizations as well. We have a partnership with the NAACP, the National Rural Education Association, and on and on. That's a local chapter that we're partnering with the NAACP. And these help to spread the news and get the word out, because even though we have over 250,000 students, most people have never heard of us because we live in a very large country. And I'm really hopeful that we will continue to grow, and grateful for the philanthropy of Steve Klinsky to make all these college partnerships with states possible, where we are guaranteeing that we will pay for the first 1,000 students in that state who take a Modern States course and pass it, and then pass a CLEP exam. So it's exciting, and we look forward to partnering with other states who we're talking to and having success moving forward, even in this pandemic environment. Maybe it's especially important in this environment that people have something really productive they can do to move forward. Next slide, please. So I talked earlier about student debt. More than $1.5 trillion of student debt in our country. It's really out of control. Students graduate with tens of thousands of dollars of student debt, and we can help them save 25% through this program of the cost of college. Could be $20,000 or more that they're saving. And most of the people who dropped out of college, well, 43% said that they dropped out because of cost. So the cost of tuition is sky high and out of reach for so many families and students, and just saddles them with too much debt. So we're trying to help. We haven't solved the entire problem, but we've at least helped people save 25%, helping people save 25% of tuition. Next slide, please. This is really important. I want to read it. It doesn't matter where you live or how much money you make. If you're willing to learn independently, anyone can do this. That's a very important statement by one of our students. We are available all the time, 24/7 at modernstates.org, and open to all people. Next slide, please. I think a lot of people feel great about this program for another reason, beyond saving money. Some people are afraid to go to college, whether they're in high school or whether they're an adult learner. It can be scary, I think, to try to go back to college. This is a risk-free program. You can take a Modern States course for free and then take an exam for free, earn college credit, and it gives people the confidence that they can do college level work. And confidence is really critical for anyone going on to college, and lack of confidence does hold people back. So I'm really happy that we've been able to give many people the confidence that they needed to go forward and better themselves through education. Next slide, please. So it's very simple to get started. You just go to modernstates.org and sign up. You select which course you want to take after clicking on View All Courses. And then at the end of that, you have a practice exam that you take that gets you ready for the CLEP exams. You pay for the CLEP exams using vouchers that we send you by email, and then you take the exam at a testing center. And this is a fairly simple process for most people. Every step is spelled out on the website, and I also make myself available to anyone who wants to talk about the program or needs help navigating their way through the program. I'm going to give you my email address and my cell phone number so that you can get in touch with me if you have questions that come up about the program today or in the future when you take this back perhaps to other people or schools where you work and in the towns where you live. Next slide, please. Well, I think we know that college courses can cost at least between $1,000 and $2,000 each. And with no tax dollars spent, we help you avoid that. Next slide, please. You need motivation to get through this program, I think. I've mentioned that before. I'm not going to repeat myself. You can take a look at the slide here, and it gives you kind of a good pictorial of all the elements of the Modern States program and our really major first initiative, which we call Freshman Year for Free. Next slide, please. So you go to modernstates.org. Some of you may be sitting in front of computers now, and I urge you to go to modernstates.org and check things out. If you scroll down the page, we have news articles from many different publications about us, from the Washington Post to Black Enterprise Magazine and many, many others. And it will help you to learn more about modern states. And it will also give you a good, strong feeling, or whoever you mention this to, a good, strong feeling about the credibility of this program when they see the favorable media coverage we've received from all kinds of publications who have examined modern states and our freshman year for free offering. Next slide, please. I told you I'd give you my email address and my cell phone number, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. My email address is simple. It's david@modernstates.org. david@modernstates.org. You can see it on your screen. My cell phone number is 202-439-0318. 202-439-0318. And I'm available, and if I can't answer your questions, I will find someone on our team who can. I really appreciate, with all the wonderful sessions taking place and all the things that you could be doing with your time, I really greatly appreciate all of you taking the time to learn about freshman year for free and the Modern States program. Really, we are a philanthropy that has a program, and we really hope that through sessions like this, we can help to spread the word farther so that more people can take advantage of this opportunity to get a high quality education for free.